So it's been a while since I filmed something, and yeah, like I'm currently on school right now, so everything's kind of like hard to do. Like I'm struggling to find time to like film videos, like do things I actually enjoy. Thing I want to talk about during this video is how I got a software engineering internship in New York City at 19. Okay, so obviously being at Waterloo, I'm surrounded by a bunch of like competitive people all the time. Like people always want to do better here. So it's pretty common to actually see a lot of people go to the US, especially here. We're probably the biggest US company feeder school from Canada. And yeah, so I guess like to jump in, last term I actually worked at Owner. I have like a whole video on that. But at Owner, obviously it was a great experience. I learned so much, but there were so many things that I wish I had better. Like I also wrote a blog on this about like how you should always want more, and that's kind of what like I was going through on my time at Owner. So pretty much like every day I'd pull up to work and it'd be like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and I would leave at like 5 or 6. So I learned a lot, obviously, but there were so many things that I disliked about it. So like one, not exactly the company itself, but it was the fact that I didn't really enjoy working on the things I was like put to do, if that makes sense. Like I felt like I was working on things that were not so enjoyable. I definitely thought I could have worked on other things, but again, that's like the company's decision. That's not up to me. And I still learned either way, regardless. So that was obviously nice. Another thing was like I've been living in Toronto, so I grew up in Toronto, so I know what it's like in and out, like every like part of the city, every store, every mall. And so going back to Toronto for co-op from Waterloo, obviously it's better than Waterloo, but I wanted something different. The whole reason I even committed to Waterloo, well, part of the reason I guess was because it was a new city. I didn't want to go to U of T because I didn't want to stay at home. So going back to Toronto for co-op kind of bummed me out because I was like, man, I'm back in the city that I like don't really like that much. If you're not from Toronto, I get it, but growing up, it's like nothing new to me. It's like nothing new to me, and everything's kind of like boring. So in my mind, kept on thinking. I was like, dude, I need to go to the U.S. I need to go to the U.S. And there are two places I really wanted to go to, and it was New York and San Francisco. I think like Seattle was also an option, but that wasn't really in my mind at the time. And throughout this whole co-op, I was grinding lead code, grinding projects, going to hackathons, doing everything I could in order to get me ahead. I was posting on social media, and I even hopped on Twitter. And so throughout this time, right, I grinded myself, learned so much there, and when school came around, I was like, okay, I need to actually lock in this time. I can't go back to RBC. I can't go back to Owner. I can't stay in Toronto. Like, one thing that I believe is if you really like think about it every day and you manifest it, like kind of like say it to yourself every single day, it's very possible to do something that you want to do. So what I did was first 2 weeks of school, grinded. I posted on Twitter a lot, posted a lot of projects, built a lot of things, and gained a lot of traction. I think I gained almost like 600 followers in like 2 weeks or so, or 3 weeks. And after like I was posting, I got some inbound interviews. Nothing really went anywhere. And then aside from that, like I went to LinkedIn and I started cold emailing. I remember doing this for, oh my god, like I started cold emailing. This was even before I hopped on Twitter, like really started posting on Twitter. I was cold emailing like for a whole month straight. I think I messaged almost 100 people, and cold emailing was a little less like useful. Like I didn't really get that many interviews from them. I think I got like 5 or 6. One of them went okay, the other 5 was just a bust. But the one that did okay, I didn't go anywhere with that one. Guy ended up just like ghosting me, so it was useless. I applied to so many jobs externally. I did Waterloo Works as well, but like being in the same mindset, being only wanting to go to the US, I only applied to US jobs. I didn't apply to a single one in Canada. And then I got one interview, and the one interview that I got, the company's based in San Francisco, but the headquarters or office is going to be in Waterloo. So I was like bummed out about that too. But anyways, I kept on posting on Twitter, and one day, like I was posting about internship job finding, and one guy called Joseph, he actually reached out to me under the comment section, and he was like, "Send me your resume. Like I want to hire an intern." Blah, blah. And literally after that, he gave me an interview. Right, I talked to him, and then I did a take home. And after I did the take home, I interviewed with the CEO, and I ended up getting the job. And then after that interview, actually, I had so many more like offers. I don't know if this was just coincidental, but I started applying to YC companies. So if you actually go to the YC startup like website, you can look for companies that are hiring that are backed by YC. And so I was on there and I applied to so many jobs. They limited it to like 25 a week. I was getting mad, but I think I did like 50 total. And I ended up getting like quite a few interviews from that actually. I got like 7 or 8. I guess like only all of them were kind of like cooked. I got like destroyed on some of the ones that were leak code hard or leak code mediums. There were 2 that were kind of like not as bad, and I passed one of them. And I ended up passing all 3 rounds for that one company. I ended up getting an offer to go to San Francisco. I guess what I want to say is like, you gotta try every single option. You gotta like really, really want it. Like the people I've seen that have gone to the US have really, really wanted it. They worked their ass off. It's definitely not easy. And it took me so many tries and like so many hours of like putting off school and just grinding internship finding. But yeah, I'm headed to New York City this fall, so that's gonna be really fun. I'm gonna be working with the team at TextQL, working on AI agents for data.